Hello, I'm John Bachman. The FCC is voting this morning on new rules that could have a huge impact on the way you use the internet. This is a live look at the hearing going on right now. A little bit later, the 3 Democrats on the commission are expected to outvote the 2 Republicans to regulate internet service providers like they do to other utilities. Supporters say that will keep the internet open and fair for everyone and stop so-called fast lanes from being created for companies willing to pay for that. Critics say it will stifle innovation and increase prices. The mask has been pulled off that ISIS killer. Several reports now identify the hooded killer and seen in several of those ISIS videos as a guy named Mohammed Mwazi. He apparently was born in Kuwait but grew up in London. British counter-terror officials had him on their radar as far back as 2010. It is believed that he traveled to Syria just 2 years later. And this comes as the number of Christians kidnapped by ISIS in Syria continues to grow. Human rights groups now say the terror group has kidnapped at least 220 Christians in just the last 3 days. ISIS is also burning churches and homes. And as ISIS's assault on the Middle East continues and the FBI arrests 3 more ISIS wannabes here in the U.S., we still don't have a way to fund the Department of Homeland Security. The Senate could vote as early as today on a funding bill without the provision to stop the president's executive orders on illegal immigration. The House has already passed a funding bill that includes those provisions. Underway right now in the D.C. suburbs, the annual Conservative Political Action Conference. Possible presidential candidate Dr. Ben Carson was first up this morning and the first to take part in the Q&A portion. He was asked if he were president, how would he fight ISIS?
I would recognize that there is a role for the commander-in-chief and his staff, and that is to define the mission.
Well, Dr. Carson also highlighted what he sees as 2 threats to the United States: radical Islamic terrorists, and the ballooning national debt. And this time, it's the Deep South's turn to dance with Old Man Winter. Parts of Alabama have been hit with 10 inches of heavy, wet snow. Tennessee is getting snow today. Just a few days after being walloped by an ice storm, schools and government buildings have been closed in several southern states. And vandals are being blamed for knocking out phone and internet service to large portions of Arizona. Someone apparently sliced a fiber optic line in northern Arizona. Internet, cell phones, and landlines were knocked out to tens of thousands of people in northern Arizona for hours. Everyone should be back up and running now. Police are investigating, but still scary. Also in Arizona, investigators are investigating a drug tunnel running from a small town into Mexico. Federal investigators say they got a tip about a drug running operation. Local police found a truck packed with more than 2 tons of pot. That led them to the town of Naco, where they found a tunnel equipped with a hydraulic lift to haul the drugs out of the ground. More than 80 drug tunnels have been destroyed in just the last decade. We'll have another Newsmax Now update for you in 30 minutes.